Hello and welcome to the Replay Review series. I'm your host Direct, and today we'll be looking at Ghostly on the Ashe. Ghostly is a 2600 DPS player whose best heroes are Soldier, McCree and Ashe, and he has a peak of like 2900. We were looking at a replay of Rialto competitive, and to start off we'll be looking at the team comps and then swap over to his gameplay, hopefully. So we start off with Ghostly here. Bad colors, I know. Start off with Ghostly here. Ghostly is probably gonna get a pocket from your Mercy, because these work really well together. Ghostly can of course get one-shot headshots using the Mercy damage boost. This is why this is a very good combo. Then Mercy can also damage boost the Genji and Blade to get a higher damage output for faster kills. Other than that, like, the entire combo is not that ideal. You don't have really much synergy going on here. You have the Reinhardt Hog, which a lot of people right now are playing the Hog because he's still pretty strong. But your Reinhardt is going to be solo tanking, basically, playing with 3 DPS. Well, 2 DPS and a chunky one. Then you have the Lucio to kind of speed boost your Rein, help him move around, and your Hawk help him move around. Hawk is probably going to be looking for flanks anyways, so he won't be playing with the team that much. Your Rein cannot really support anything here, because everybody's just around and not near the Rein usually. On the enemy team, we can see they are running the Winston Rein, which is actually not as bad as you would expect this comp to be, because Winston can contest high grounds and Reinhardt can contest card. So in the current meta, you want to have a tank that can stay card, and you want to have a tank that is mobile. For example, you play things like Zarya Winston, or sometimes even Sigma Winston as well. So playing a Rein instead is not actually that bad. Of course, their Winston needs to be watching out for your Roadhog because he gets absolutely destroyed. He still counters your Genji though, which is fine. The enemy team is not playing an Ashe or a Widow. They probably will be swapping off if they're good to match your Ashe. If not, that's fine, because Soldier and McCree are pretty strong right now because of McCree's health increase from the last buff he got. And the Soldier change with no spread instead of having spread. I don't know why they have a Moira. The Moira is kind of really out of place here. Could have gone for like a even a Brig would have been better here to like throw armor packs. Anything would have been better than the Moira, because the Moira doesn't really fit into anything. Other than that, this is Rialto. Your high ground position here up here is fine to start off with. You want to be looking to, of course, poke damage at the 2 entries and this high ground area. We'll see how that will go. So 10 seconds until they start rolling out. Do we see any swaps? No, and that starts the round. You need to be watching the Winston a bit. The McCree and the Soldier can contest you. The Winston can be very annoying because he can jump you. Keep your coach gun for the Winston. Good coach gun to Winston away. Decent aim. Now, next coach gun you want to be using to get back to high ground. Don't want to stay on bottom, that's good. Aim is fine. Keep chugging those dynamites for massive damage. Ult charge and everything. Your positioning is kind of very aggressive right now. The Hawk could actually hook you there. Other than that, it's fine. You're like spawn trapping them. The Mercy's surprisingly not pocketing you, she's pocketing like the Genji instead. Just as a quick tech tip, right? When the enemy Reinhardt is charging your Rein and he actually got him, even though you cannot do much, if you have Bob, you can actually send Bob against him. Right, just to stop his charge. Right? Just as an idea, you could send Bob into enemy Reinhardt's charge to stop him. Sending Bob in here was not necessary, really. Okay, Reinhardt killed 4. Right now you're just farming them, actually. Not much I can talk about right now. Decent dynamites. I mean, you're just throwing them into spawn. Okay, now you need to back off a bit. Okay, use Coach Gun to get away. If you can kill this Moira, this will be fine. Missed some shots, she killed you. That's unlucky. You could have like backed off way more. You stay pretty far forward when you shouldn't really have, and you stayed on the lower ground for a bit too long. I would have liked you to be more in the high ground positions. Again, take high ground position and chug in some more dynamites. Look for some juicy, maybe even like, that's completely fine. Headshot and body shot finishes off. You cannot deny that Raz. Rein dies. Can't use a shower here, doesn't connect, it seems like. But is there a point where you either die or not show yourself? The Mercy's gonna go for you, maybe, in Valkyrie? Yeah, just die. Just die. There's no point in you trying to save this. When everybody is dead except for you, you as a DPS can usually not do anything. And even if you were not a DPS, like a tank or a support, you probably wouldn't do anything either. So dying is fine. Try not to get late staggered like you just did. Chugging dynamite out of shields, that is nice. Try to go high ground position. No Bob, please. You don't need to chug Bob in all the time. Like, Bob is a very, very powerful ultimate. Like, super powerful. If you catch the right people, Bob will usually do enough damage to kill a lot of people. And if your team, of course, is there to support you and the Bob doesn't get shredded or focused, Bob has huge value. So throwing in a Bob in a fight that is already won is just pointless. There was no reason for you to chug in Bob because you already got 1 kill and the soldier was low and died to the Genji after. So even like when you get 1 pick, you don't even need to invest in ultimates anymore. You just don't have to. Invest ults when the enemy invests ults in a 5v6, but other than that, you should usually win just by numbers. So because your Genji also bladed, and now your Moira coalescence, you don't have any ultimates anymore. Everybody just misused their ultimates. There's no point for you to chuck in Bob, there was no point for blading, and there was no point for coalescence, really. Coalescence maybe if somebody has gotten low and she just wanted to top them off, but usually there's no real reason to use any ults in a 5v6. Just keep spamming the Rein shield, the Rein skill over here. Of course take high ground, that's good. Soldiers, and that's a big dynamite. That's some big dynamite. You're having some issues on the aim. It's fine though. Yeah, you kind of tunnel visioned on that Rhine there. You need to be aware of when a fight is over. Your ball is doing the same mistake, your Genji's doing the same mistake. The fight is already over. The fight is already over. They're just using every ultimate.
Do something.
And you do it too. You do it too. Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me? At least show me that you're better than them and don't throw the game. But you just did it too. You just did it too. I was praising you for taking high ground and like some nice dynamites and stuff, and now you do this. Okay. Look. I'm not trying to be mean here, but look what is happening on your screen. Look at it. Look at the information you have. You have 2 dead teammates. The fact that it was a 4v6 anyways, right? It was a 4v6. Your team commits a first ball ult, then commits Valkyrie, then commits Shatter, and then when you get back, it's still a 4v6. It's still a 4v6, right? Because 2 different people die. And you use another one. You just showed me that your ultimate usage and your awareness of what the fuck is going on in your screen is not better than the other gold players in this lobby. Gold/plat players. Of course I know that they're probably plat players. But yeah. So you wasted 4 ultimates in a fight that wasn't winnable because they have 6 people and are using ultimates. The Bob here is just a massive waste. If this Bob gets value, I'm just gonna retire. See? Now you wasted 4 ultimates. And you lost the fight that you should have lost decades ago. This is why we cannot have nice things. And actually now we have another problem, okay? Because your team and you decided to throw in all these ultimates. I mean, your ball almost got it again, but still. Because your team decided to throw in these 4 ultimates in an already lost fight, means that now, in the next fight, which this right here, this part is 2 fights plus a recontest. It's 2 fights plus a recontest, so you losing anything here is pretty bad already, right? Using any ultimates is pretty bad. But now you don't have much ultimate advantage. You have 3 ults almost. You almost have 3 ults again. And they have 1. But you could have had 6 ultimates. Could have had 6 ultimates. They could have had 1. But you made it a 3 because everybody decided to throw in the ultimates in an already lost fight. So now you got ultimates for... You got like 3 ultimates for this fight. And then 3 for the next one. The enemy has 1 ultimate for this fight. And... probably like 4 for the next one. Depends on how much ult charge they gain. But you gave up a lot of ultimate advantage by doing that play too. So yeah, be aware of what fights are winnable and what fights are already lost. And if a fight is lost, either retreat or die on card, depending on what's possible.
Somebody get me some healing.
Calling out the healing for your Mercy, that's fine. Your Genji and your Moira uses ultimates now. Kill the Mercy, that's a free one. Nice. Moira. Missed. Actually hit, missed. Moira could have been dead here if you had a bit better aim. Ah, she dies anyways to Genji, that's fine.
I need healing.
I think you're saying I need healing because of the pocket you want? That's a waste of a minefield. Aye. That's a waste of a minefield. I mean, everybody's just doing some weird ass shit. Going in when fights are already over, using ultimates when fights are already over. I guess this is Loyola, so I can expect that. Again, high ground positioning is good.
Smoke 'em out of there.
Keep Ghost Gun for divers and flankers. You got the pick on the mech. You can use Bob here. The reason Bob this time was fine, even though this was a 5v6, is because they invested ultimates, right? So it was a 5v6. You killed the McCree, right? So the McCree died. And they decided to invest ultimates like Shatter, Tac Visor, and Coalescence to try and save that fight, right? Their response to losing a member was trying to nullify that loss by using 3 ultimates. Now the reason Bob is fine here, or was fine here, is because you are trying to match these 3 ultimates minus the net 1 with your own ultimate. Right? You're matching it with your own ultimate. Then Moira and Reinhardt's ultimate didn't get any value, right? Didn't get any value. Their Reinhardt probably didn't as well, but still. And then you use 2 more ults, which means this is a favorable again, right? This is favorable again. This is how I usually calculate my fights, right? And this means this is totally fine what your team did, what you did. That's how I usually calculate my fights. If enemy uses 3 ultimates, you can use 3 ultimates. It's fine. And because they're at a disadvantage of 1 player, you are going to have a 3-2 advantage over them. It's like some basic math. Everybody can do that. Hope you don't get hooked by a hog. Okay, the hog now does a dumb thing. So we had that math we had earlier, right? We had that dumb math we had earlier with you having a 3-2 advantage, right? So -1 that because Soldier died. Right? -1 that because Soldier died. But also -1 you because your Reinhardt died. Because Soldier killed Reinhardt beforehand. So right now, although this might not seem like it, okay, this might not seem like it, because the hog invests his ultimate here, means this fight is actually even. This comes out as being even. This comes out as being even. Because the Hog invests his ultimate here. Even though Hog is not a very effective ultimate, if he used it correctly here, he might get a kill, which will result in a 4v4. Which, in that point, this fight will become even. Understanding my math? Cool. We go on. Yeah, but the Baptiste dies instead, so the ult had no value, therefore my math was irrelevant. Now, for this last fight. Again, nice high ground position, ask for healing maybe, back off a bit, you really need it. You got shot quite a bit, you don't have cooldowns to save yourself as well. Pretty far off Bob. Of course, always keep chugging on those dynamites on mass groups to get some nice ult charge. Also, like, you could like spam a bit more I need help or something, I need healing, to maybe get the pocket once, because the Mercy has just not been pocketing you at all, which means you don't get the one-shot headshots, but still. You know, probably couldn't do that. Or even if you did, she wouldn't pocket you, so. Let's see at what we have at hand. Coming into this last fight, we have a McCree ult, we have a window. On the enemy team. On your team, we have 3 ultimates. And you being low HP. Soldier being low HP. You should win this. You should win this. You should win this. You should win this. Yeah, you gotta kill a Genji Blade, kill somebody probably. Going this route to kill the McCree is fine. Could have also just gone up to the high ground you were at earlier to finish him off. Again, same high ground position. This is fine. Dynamiting her, killing her. This is good. This will delay the inevitable. You need to be aware more of angles you can be threatened from. So instead of tunnel visioning onto targets, always look for the angles you can be threatened from, you know. So for example, you can be threatened from this high ground, you can be threatened from down this position, you can be threatened down from here, and you can be threatened down from over, over here, right? So you need to be sure that you are always visualizing these areas, like moving between these areas and your target you're shooting at right now, to ensure that all the dangerous positions you can be threatened from are taken care of first, before you can actually commit onto this target. Right? So you need to like shoot this target, check. Shoot this target, check. Shoot this target, check. Alright, on your weapon downtime, on the downtime of your weapon, check these angles. Check angles on downtime, and then shoot the target you want to go for. Of course, if you are getting threatened, then choose to either counter the position, or just react to him threatening you, backing off, if you cannot win this encounter. You should still win this. You should still win this. You should still win this. Yes, you do. Okay. It is over. Yes. So... going through setup phase and everything. Hello. Assembly heroes. 30 seconds. Okay, playing the soldier now. Playing the soldier now, you're at a kind of a disadvantage because they are playing the Ashe now with the pocket as well. Might just be better off matching, but soldier right now is pretty strong, so we'll see how you do. Also for soldier, around same positioning as Ashe, try to take high grounds. You can use Helix Rocket for a quick kill. Again, okay? Look at the angles you can be threatened on at all, like threatened from at all times. So you have everything inside right now, which is good, right? You see if there's somebody on high ground, you see if there's somebody in the top balcony kind of areas, so you see everything where there could be an enemy. The only thing you can't see is your side, but I wouldn't be too worried getting flanked from there. So yeah, you're getting shot at by the Ashe and the soldier. Try to contest them, try to match them. Okay, so their soldier is 1 HP, he runs away. Gets back healed up. This is an okay angle. Don't try to get too close to them though. Okay, Mercy dies here. You are too much forward. Too much forward? I would have rather have you had some downtime. I would rather have you have some downtime. Go up the stairs instead. That are like... you know, the freaking stairs that are like way over there to get up to like this high ground that is up here. You could have done that instead. This would have been the power position you could have taken. Instead of like being in this front line in front of the guy that can literally one-shot you. Yeah. Just a suggestion though. You're pretty far forward. Now is the time to kind of run away, reposition, because now they're gonna push you. Didn't run away, gets punished for it. Be aware of when a fight is over. Don't greet for more ult charge or kills or anything. Instead, run away. You have a sprint ability. Use it. Excuse me, are we drinking a glass of water? You actually kill the soldier, but they use 3 ults. They use 3 ults. And you use 1. Rand is still in like a mad lad. At least he took the hog off the map. Your aim is decent on the soldier. This time you're getting the pocket too sometimes. It's kind of nice. Of course, try to like cancel your reload with sprint. This is just a overall very bad position. You shouldn't be the one that's like on payload. Yes, take the flank, take the high grounds. You can do that because you have sprint. Take the high ground, good, good, good. You can tag wizard. Get some free kills. This means you will now win the fight. Don't do that. Ever. Please. Don't give up the high ground position when the enemy is going to back off anyways and they're going to play in your sideline anyways. If you would have stayed on the high ground instead of dropping, right? If you would have stayed up on here, right, with your character model, it wouldn't have mattered, since everybody on the enemy team would have literally walked over this bridge to try and escape this fight. Right? Because they tried to escape this fight, they would have literally walked over this bridge. And if they do, you can still shoot down on them. Right? You can still shoot down on them when they try to like walk away. What you did is a suicidal play, jumping in from this high ground into the like, what, 3 people that were like alive still? Under the 3 people that were still alive. So you jumped onto a melee guy, another melee guy, and a soldier. You jumped onto the targets. They can literally ruin your day if you get too close to them. Try not to do that. Don't give up a favorable position because it's going to stay favorable. Think about if you actually want to drop or just stay on the high ground instead, or just not engage, because even if you wouldn't have engaged, it would have still been a 5v4. Period. Right? So, moving on. You of course survive with like a slither of HP. Their hawk throws by using his ultimate, although the fight was already over. Now, let's see, what do you do? You're tunnel visioning. You are tunnel visioning the Mercy. At least you do not take this fight. Like immediately. Can you not take this fight? I would like you to not take this fight. If the Ashe wouldn't miss so many shots, you would be dead. If the Ashe wouldn't be so bad, you would be dead. Your team is kind of delusional as well. The payload is like 10 miles away. They're just using ultimates. Which they could need next fight. Anyways. At least try and stagger some kills. Try to get some more charge off the hog. Yeah, just spray him. Just spray him. Just spray him. Just spray him. Again, this is just a very bad position. On Ashe, your positioning was fine because you used the coach gun to get to high grounds. Now, since you don't have that, use stairs and don't over-aggress, stay in the open like you do right now. Do it like Reinhardt does it, use walls, try to stay near walls and cover or corners to not like get too shotted. Because if you get hit here by an Ashe shot, you can still go behind the wall, as where earlier when you were chasing the hog, you were standing right here, right? When you're standing right here, you need to go all the way to here. When you stand where you're at right now, you need to go some centimeters to the right. Or, yeah, like if you were standing over there to the left, right? So, standing near this pillar is basically standing near a barrier that cannot be broken. Try to do that more often. Stand near cover, like you do right here. Because see, even if you get shot, you can still go behind the cover. Again, you're standing in the middle of the open, which is not that nice. Your supports are kind of throwing. That's unlucky. You may need to use visor here. That's a late visor. And that's 0 impact.
This is not your time.
Yeah, maybe my suggestion of using visor wasn't that smart here. Because as soon as one of you died, you would have had to like have a game-changing ultimate or something. Your ball throws too. He throws in the mines for no reason and just kills himself. 1v6 using ultimates. This high ground position is fine. Try not to peek it for too long, as you might get hooked by the big dude with a giant shotgun. The hog is above. You see him, you shoot him. You can kill him here because he's whole hogging. You actually just ignore him. Could have just, instead of going behind cover, just shot him, right? Just shot him and killed him there. Would have been nice. Would have been nice. That's a decent kill. Hawk gets you though. Should have backed off anyways. It's fine that you die here. And everybody's dead anyways. Everybody is dead anyways. Would have even been fine if you would have just jumped off the map there. Because like, everybody's dead. Fighting your counterpart and your threats is fine. Standing in your cover and on high ground is fine. Dropping to get a health back because you got that heal is fine. Getting a flank angle is fine. Don't be so scared. There's literally a Rhino in front of you trying to protect your ass. That's a big throw of a shatter. Might not want to peek. No, he can peek. I heard that hog, but it was a good reaction to run away. Even though the hog should have one-shot you. I know. You can contest your soldier on the high ground. This tag visor is completely fine. Just ruin her day. The hog is next to you. I saw the hog on your screen. Should have seen it too. You didn't though. But at least you see him now. Your Genji pops though. Your Genji popping off is gonna secure this, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Aim is fine. That's completely fine finishing off with like Helix. Again, playing near corners is the best thing you can do. Because even if you get shot, you can get to cover. Completely fine. Kill Yash. Do it. You can just attack visor this and this will be a you can cheese it maybe. Interesting play. If
don't tolerate defeat.
Oh no. You show yourself though. If you would have just waited, okay? Just waited. Just waited for the Ashe to get out of spawn and attack visored her instead first and then turned instead of going like walking into her sideline, you might have actually won this. You need to be aware if you do these risky plays. These plays are very risky, right? But you could have spawn trapped the Ashe with the tag visor first. And then you would have been more to the side, farther away from things that could hurt you. So the Ashe couldn't have bobbed you. You wouldn't have died. You could have easily killed Mercy and Moira with tag visor too, which would have secured the win. Now it's going to be difficult. If you lose this is tragic.
I don't quit.
You do not swap for a faster hero. Yeah, ball kills one. Okay, now you're under a clock. You're under stress. Let's see how you act under stress. Are they just C9? Okay. Well, what I wanted to say was, let's see how you act under stress, but the stress didn't occur since the overtime never was met, because, you know, their Reinhardt just decided to not walk forward, instead walk backwards, just like their entire team did. So what I liked about your plays was you taking high ground at all times. You could have taken high ground more often with Soldier, because even if you have downtime for a few seconds, you're going to have massive impact on your uptime if you have a favorable position like high ground. And you have sprint, you can get there rather quickly, even though you don't have a movement cooldown that can go vertical. I like when you play near corners and walls to have a indestructible barrier between you and your opponent if you get dueled and you take damage, so you can be safe. Sometimes I didn't like when you were just shooting at the enemy and you were in sights of the Ashe. If this was a higher game, and I didn't criticize this because I know the Ashe was gonna hit no shots, but if she would have hit a lot more shots, you might have died a lot of times since you were taking duels that were unfavorable. Try to only take the duels that are favorable, and if not, try to stay out of the sidelines of your mirror or a dueling opponent, like Ashe or Soldier or McCree in this example. Even Widow, if they would have had one. Try to stay out of their sidelines while still having impact by shooting the enemy team. If you cannot get into a dual favorable position, instead you just didn't avoid the sidelines, stayed on the sidelines, but you didn't get punished for it. So this time you actually got away with it. Some ultimates were very nice. I saw you use Bob sometimes a bit, you know, less effectively. Same goes for things like the attack visors. Look out for what can your ultimate do in a fight. Think about what can the ultimate do if you use it at certain times. And I didn't really like the flank you did at the end. Kind of threw your game away. Be aware of enemy response even when you do these sort of flanks, because you should have known that the Ashe was coming from spawn since she just respawned, and you just didn't seem to know and got heavily punished for it. Try to not do these plays in the first place. They are super dangerous, and the value you get off them are usually not worth the risk of losing your life in a team fight like this. Anyways, I would say some plays were pretty good. Of course, the things that I just mentioned you definitely need to work on. Your awareness, I couldn't really tell. There were some instances with the Hog, for example. You need to work a bit on your awareness too, I think. But overall, for like being 2700, this is fine. If you just take away the things I said in this video, you will probably climb to diamond in no time. So yeah, this has been me, Direct, covering Ghostly on Rialto as an Ashe player and a Soldier player, apparently. And I see you in the next one. Smile.